Hey, it's NPR's Book of the Day. I'm Andrew Limbong. I tend to only break out the Monopoly set when family comes over. There's something about a game that gives us all something to do together without, talking about stuff that gets us into fights. And I was thinking ahead to Thanksgiving while listening to today's interview. It's with Yvette Montoya about her game/book, Mystical Lotería. If you don't know, Lotería is essentially Latino bingo, but Montoya added a kind of witchy twist to it. She spoke with NPR's Martínez about it a few weeks ago, before Day of the Dead, and she talked about how reimagining this game was a way of connecting with her ancestors, which is really just another word for family. That's ahead.
This message comes from BetterHelp. It's important to take time to show gratitude towards others, but it's equally important to thank yourself. Life throws a lot of curveballs, and being grateful isn't always easy. Therapy can help remind you of all that you're worthy of and all that you do have. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Try at betterhelp.com/NPR today to get 10% off your first month.
In many Latino households, Day of the Dead, or Día de los Muertos, is marked with an altar. Foods like pan de muerto, bread of the dead, flowers, and the images of those who are no longer with us. As that day approaches tomorrow, we couldn't think of a better pairing for the tradition than a good old game of Lotería, aka Latino Bingo. I talked through it with Yvette Montoya. She's the author of Mystical Lotería, a spiritual celebration of the classic Latin party game.
Loteria has been around for generations. But tell us why you wanted to reimagine it.
Well, it was something that I didn't actually play when I was a kid. We were more of a TV family. So it was something that I discovered in college. And I really fell in love with the imagery and with the art and with like the culture of it. And it was also, fun. But I feel like the imagery that we have from Loteria is so ubiquitous. And I wanted to reimagine something and also teach people with real aspects of my personal practice as a bruja.
So bruja means witch, right?
It does.
In case people don't know, right?
Oh, yeah, that.
Okay, so I got the box right in front of me. I'm shaking it for everyone to hear. I'm going to open it as we go, if that's cool with you, Yvette, so you can kind of take me through what's in the box.
Sure.
Okay. So tell me, as I'm opening this box, tell me about what you just said about being a bruja. What does that mean?
Well, I think bruja now has become more of like a tongue-in-cheek term because when we talk about brujeria, it really encompasses a wide variety and umbrella of different practices and modalities.
Yes, yeah. And that's the thing, too. There is a stigma, right? Or at least, for a lot of people, when they hear that word, whether it's in English or in Spanish, there is a stigma that comes to it.
Yes. And I think that a big part of my work has been trying to destigmatize it because it does encompass so many different things and because we all have a little witchiness in us, and especially because it's a part of our culture. And that's really what I wanted to reflect in the Mystical Lotería.
Yeah. So, okay, I open the box and the first thing I see is like a game board. It says Mystical Lotería, and there's all kinds of little squares. La Maraca, El Rum, lots of different ones. So what am I looking at here?
You're looking at different modalities, different healing things, different herbs, elements, all real things that I use or that have been a part of my practice or that, are things that are kind of like Latine overall.
So these are essentially the cards that everyone gets, right? Because there was a bunch of them that I just opened up.
Mm-hmm. Those are the cards that everybody gets.
Yeah.
And then underneath, there's going to be a little booklet that has all of the cards and like the definitions of them. So that was where I really wanted to go in and give people a little bit of history on things.
I'm going to open that box of cards right now.
Yeah. They're so beautiful too. Like the artist, Dia Pacheco, she did an incredible job. Like everything is so vibrant and so beautiful.
So this offers up a lot of different things to explain. Because that's the thing. With bingo, you just call out numbers, right? You call out numbers and you hope you get a few in a row and win the game. But this offers a little bit something more.
Mm-hmm. I really just wanted to teach people and show them that it's not scary. Could demystify the mystical
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a certain veneration of the dead that always seems to be present in Latino homes. Why is that? I mean, I mean, whether it's a religious Latino family or not, it just always seems to be there.
Ancestral veneration is present in pretty much every society across the board. And it's something that we lost during colonization. And I feel like there's been an effort to reintroduce it. And I think since Coco, it's really blown up. And so people are just starting to get back into it now.
How much was that a game changer? I mean, I remember seeing Coco and I remember where I was and who I saw it with. I mean, it just seemed like things were different after that movie. It brought a whole new awareness to something that maybe people knew existed, but never really dove into.
Yeah, I think it made it a lot safer for people to try. So if anyone had wanted to get their feet wet or was wondering about it, like here is this very like colorful entry point for, anyone to start wondering about like their ancestry and their heritage and their culture and connecting with their ancestors.
Now, it's probably never too late to make a Day of the Dead altar. So what tips, suggestions do you have for folks who maybe want to try and make one and explore this?
I think my main advice is always to make it specific to you. I'm half Chilean, so I incorporate that into my Dia de los Muertos altar, and it's not like the way, but everybody can kind of do their own way. So that would, mean giving them foods that they like specifically. It doesn't have to be like what everyone else is doing. Also making sure that the 4 elements are represented in what you're giving them, as well as like the spirit. And making sure that there are levels. And I would say putting the elders, like the people who have passed the longest at the top, and then kind of going down from there.
Was there a particular time in the last few years where you really kind of connected and kind of woke to your brujería?
I like that. Brujería. Honestly, COVID. Like 2020, I feel like that was a big moment for me, but also everyone else, because it was when we realized that maybe our Western healing modalities and religion aren't enough. There's that component in between, that gray area of like herbalism, of like brujería, energy work, ancestral veneration, that are things that maybe weren't as mainstream. And now they definitely are. And I think that's definitely also for a reason.
That is Yvette Montoya, author of the book and game set Mystical Lotería, a spiritual celebration of the classic Latin party game. Yvette, thank you very much for the game.
Thank you for having me.
Support for NPR and the following message come from GoodRx. Did you know GoodRx offers 20 popular diabetes medications for under $20? Check GoodRx before heading to the pharmacy and get up to 80% off your prescriptions. GoodRx is free and easy to use. Search any medication, get your coupon, and start saving. Even if you have insurance or Medicare, GoodRx could beat your copay. See how much you could save on diabetes and everyday prescriptions at goodrx.com/book.
This message comes from Jackson. Seek clarity in retirement planning at Jackson.com. Jackson is short for Jackson Financial Inc., Jackson National Life Insurance Company, Lansing, Michigan, and Jackson National Life Insurance Company of New York, Purchase, New York.
This message comes from NPR sponsor Capital One. The Capital One Venture X business card earns unlimited double miles on every purchase. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/VentureXBusiness.